concept of socialized education, whereby everyone gets an education regardless of their ability to pay. That's a socialist concept, and it's what makes our country great. Every person in the United States should be educated regardless of their ability to pay.
Well, so that's not happening under this current model.
It's not happening right now.
Correct. Do you think that a Jewish day school does a better job of educating an individual than a public school?
I don't believe in orthodoxy. They brainwash their kids, so I don't like Jewish day schools. But
You don't? Okay. So do you believe a parochial school or a private school will do a better job at educating an individual than a traditional public school?
No, because they're brainwashing their kids. But here's my question. My question
Brainwashing
is this.
their kids. You're a rabbi.
My question is, have you
They're brainwashing them the Torah?
Have you ever heard of Reform or Reconstructionist Judaism? We don't take the Torah literally, but this is my question.
Wait.
Do you?
No, you absolutely take the Torah literally. It's literally the Torah.
I absolutely.
Moses was given them for a reason.
I absolutely do not, and you don't know anything about Judaism. If you
I don't know anything about Judaism.
No, you don't.
Well, I'm an evangelical Christian. I bet you know slightly more in your particular blend of.
I know a lot more because it's my religion. You don't have the right to tell me what.
No, I do have a right because it's America. Because I say whatever the damn I want. Secondly, don't act for a second that I have a different book than you.
You know what?
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy is in my Bible just as in yours. So don't act like I read a different book.
You know what?
And finally, I would say it is underneath the moral stature of a rabbi to tell someone like me that I don't have a right to criticize you.
It's 2019, and you know what that means. Men can get pregnant too. Naturally, it's an accepted scientific fact among today's progressive left that whatever you were born with doesn't matter. You choose whether you're a man or woman.
It's not correct that there is such a thing as biological sex.
The biggest one for me is when I hear a man who wants to be a woman and vice versa. They don't want to be a woman, they don't want to be a man, they are.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Know your pronouns, honey. Know your pronouns. It's a world out here.
And considering that Planned Parenthood is America's self-proclaimed #1 provider of women's health care, we wanted to see just how all in they are.
It's true. I'm Stephanie, and I'm pretty sure I'm pregnant. So my partner Garrett and I are going to Planned Parenthood to get ourselves some of that Plan B.
So we decided to start small and see if they'd give Stephanie some good old Plan B.
We wanted to talk with someone about Plan B.
Yeah. That's just over the counter. You can just purchase that.
Can I purchase that? Mm-hmm. And I can just do that with you? I don't need to speak with a doctor?
No.
Oh, that maybe might not be
I
on
would
you?
just suggest take it with food.
With food,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then as long as you don't, if you start feeling nauseous or anything, that's normal. As long as you don't throw it up within, like, right away, within 30 minutes, then you're fine. It'll be
So the food is just really for stomach upset, and outside of that, that's
it.
Or actually, in the case of a man, infertility, loss of libido, and erectile dysfunction. Someone's gonna have a tummy ache.
Show them your Plan B.
We're gonna take care of this.
Now, a little research turned up that Planned Parenthood, America's self-proclaimed #1 provider of women's health care and recipient of $528 million tax dollars annually, have actually made it a part of their policy to treat transgender patients as any other woman, even going as far as issuing these official guidelines. So Stephanie decided to see just how far this newfound medical tolerance extends.
But I don't think that Plan B worked. I still feel super pregnant.
Isn't she glowing?
So we decided to go to another Planned Parenthood to get our official pregnancy test.
So Stephanie and Quarter Black Garrett scheduled a pregnancy test along with a follow-up with a nurse practitioner. And for good measure, we brought the urine of an actually pregnant woman along with us just to see how far the tolerance extends beyond, medicine. Now, I know this may seem childish and stupid on the outset, but keep in mind that while a positive pregnancy test for a woman can come as great news, for a man, it's largely indicative of testicular cancer. So will Planned Parenthood do the responsible thing and let a man know that he could have potentially life-threatening cancer, or stick to their progressive guns and follow their code of conduct in regards to transgender patients? Now, keep in mind that this video has been edited. The suspense is killing me. Also the testicular cancer.
So your test came back positive.
Really?
Mm-hmm. The only options we can give you is that we can give you the forms for the Medicaid if you want to go ahead and continue with the pregnancies.
Okay.
Give it up for adoption.
Sure.
The option of termination. We don't do them here.
Okay, you don't
there's-
perform those here.
No, we don't.
Well, it's good to know that there are options. Now, to be fair, the nurse practitioner did have some questions and was seemingly concerned with potential health ramifications. As you can see, they can't even play by their own guidelines.
Were you assigned a female birth?
Do you mean
Sex at birth?
if I was
Were you born?
misgendered by a doctor when I was born?
Did they consider you a female when you were born?
I was misgendered at birth, yeah.
Okay.
I don't see how that's...
I mean, do you have ovaries, a vagina?
But a little righteous indignation threw her off the scent.
Let me make really clear that I am not a woman in a man's body. I am a woman. I've always been a woman, and I'm currently living as a woman. So they did identify me. They misgendered me as a male when I was born.
Okay.
But are these questions that are asked of every woman who comes in here?
Yes. Yeah.
If they have ovaries, if they take testosterone?
I'm asking what any medications that you take.
Okay.
After all, gotta get back to that handbook. And thank God, at no point was there any mention of potential testicular cancer.
So it's a positive test. I want to make, okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it was positive, so.
It's a clear answer,
It's a
is what I'm
clear
saying.
answer,
Okay,
yes.
good.
Yes.
It's not one of those kind of purple, maybe blue.
No, it was dark. Get you checked out,
Okay, thank you very
Sorry to get your business.
Yay, no ball cancer here. I'm just pregnant.
It's official. We're pregnant.
Colin Kaepernick named the GQ Citizen of the Year, and this is supposed to represent a win for Black people. The last time I mistook skin complexion for progress, I called him Barack Obama. My name is Candace Owens, and you are watching my new vlog series, The Declaration. Citizen of the Year because he bravely knelt down during the national anthem. Man, the definition of bravery has really shifted over the last few decades, and quite frankly, I'm embarrassed. Let's take it back to 1944, shall we? When the Allied forces stormed the beaches of Normandy during D-Day. The average age of the men on the front lines were between 18 and 20 years old. Their chances of survival during the first hour were 1 in 2. Yep. A 50% chance that they were going to die a bloody and gruesome death on a beach far from home. Fast forward to 2017, and a 30-year-old grown man who is being paid millions cannot stomach standing for the national anthem, which is meant to honor those children who died on those beaches. To add insult to injury, that grown man is now being honored with Citizen of the Year. Colin Kaepernick, you are a coward in my book, and when the dust from the storm of ignorance settles, you will be remembered as one. For those of you not made privy, Colin Kaepernick's Twitter feed has become something akin to the longest running episode of Toddlers in Tiaras ever. If you thought it was just the national anthem that he was throwing a tantrum about, here's a recap of everything else that makes Colin emotional. Number 1. The 4th of July. Colin couldn't bear the idea of fireworks and hot dogs, so he went to Africa to find his true independence. Number 2, Thanksgiving. Because Colin couldn't stand the idea of turkey and family, he traveled to find a Native American tribe during the sunrise. Number 3 is me taking bets as to where he'll travel for Christmas Day. I'm thinking Israel or the North Pole to see Santa. The only thing brave about Colin Kaepernick is his girlfriend, because if I had to deal with a toddler man feeling emotionally reduced by every holiday, no. Watch some fireworks, Cap. Eat some stuffing. And please, for the love of baby Jesus and everything that is fun about his birthday, do not ruin Christmas. Then, of course, there's the controversy surrounding Meek Mill, a rapper who, after 4 probation violations and a stern warning from the judge, was issued prison time. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 probation violations. And of course, Colin Kaepernick came rushing to his aid in another ill-advised tweet. Cap would like us to know that he spoke to Meek Mill, and he will continue to fight against the harsh sentencing practices that have affected Meek and millions of other people of color for generations. Breaking the law is illegal. The consequence of doing something that is illegal is getting arrested. Meek Mill is in prison because he broke the law continuously, not because he's Black. Highlight of my week was Jay-Z chiming in support of Meek Mill, talking about the injustices of prison sentencing. Not the same Jay-Z that tried to get Hillary super predator Clinton back into the White House. Yep, that Jay-Z. You mean the Jay-Z who's married to the woman that threw a concert to put Bill Clinton back in the White House? Yep, that Jay-Z's wife. You mean the same Bill Clinton who locked up more black people than any president in the history of the United States? That Bill Clinton. You mean to tell me that we're meant to protest against harsh prison sentencing when rich rappers go to prison for doing illegal crimes, but we're supposed to vote for the people that created those sentences? If you're a fool, yes. Huh? Colin, you are a Citizen of the Year to no one but the Democratic globalists and their media cohorts who work overtime to make sure black people stay on the cycle of nonsense. The same media that refuses to talk about the actual issues facing the black community. And I gotta tell you, it's not police brutality. 16 unarmed black men were fatally shot by police in 2016. 16. Meanwhile, approximately 1,876 black babies are aborted every single day in the United States. Meanwhile, 762 black Americans were slaughtered in Chicago alone. If the highest priority is preserving black lives, you'd think you'd hear a lot more about those stats. More police officers are fatally shot by black men every year. We lost 16 black men and 147 police officers in 2016. Interestingly enough, in New York City, black men make up more than 75% of all shootings and yet only represent 23% of the population. And so the question remains, why are black people disproportionately committing crimes in this country? We represent 15% of the population in the largest counties, and yet we make up 57% of the murders in them, 45% of all assaults. If you were anything like Colin Kaepernick, you would say that those facts are racist and come up with no solutions or answers. But if you were smarter than him, then you would induce that there is a direct correlation between crime rates and poverty. How does the black community solve poverty? Is the answer A, kneeling during the national anthem? Is the answer B, doing everything that Jay-Z and Beyonce say we should do? Is the answer C, protesting and rioting? Or is the answer D, none of the above? Colin's protest is garbage. It's a distraction from the conversations that we should be having as a community. It's similar to having a black president in office for 8 years and seeing absolutely no change or progress. But ignore me, I'm acting white. Intelligence makes me an Uncle Tom, like Larry Elder or Thomas Sowell. In fact, let's keep encouraging black people to boycott and get arrested and sever any and all professional aspects that they may have, all in the name of real blackness. Look, if you're Colin Kaepernick, Jay-Z, or the #1 black extortionist Al Sharpton, I want you to know that black people are waking up. It's only a matter of time until we all figure every single one of these things out. I know I certainly have, and I have no intentions of shutting up. Thank you guys so much for watching.